write down the dollar. Also, if the Fed then prints, is it 10 trillion more dollars this year? You know, nothing else has changed. You print 10 trillion more of something, you're undervaluing, you're driving its value down.
What's going on, everybody? This is Jordan with Conquer Trading Investing. In this video, we're going to be looking at some pretty important levels here. You can see the Nasdaq closing down here. This just looks like an ugly candle. You can see the double touch over here. This is a double top. The Nasdaq is rolling over here. Tech, which led on the way up, is now coming down, selling off over here. You could see even the Dow, which was trading up most of the day over here, looked really positive, has now come down over here, as well as the S&P. That's an ugly looking candle. That's the breakout over there. We're gonna take a look at what's going on over here and how we should be positioning ourselves. And I'm gonna start just by letting everyone know, like, it is all a dollar story. All right. It's all a US dollar story. How that relates to the market, I'm going to show you right now. You can see the dollar over here in a free fall today. The currency markets alive and well. Silver up 6.6%, 6.3%. Gold up over a percent. We're going to look at all that in a moment. First, we're going to look at what's driving everything, and that's the dollar. You could see it testing the 95 level earlier today. And then there was a small retrace. If I go down to the hourly chart, I want to show you this retrace that you're seeing here right now. What's that all about? What caused in the last couple of hours the markets really to get jumpy and sell off like this? If you look over here, you could see the sell-off in the market. And what triggered that was when McConnell said that there would be no relief bill by next week. You could see the markets sold off on that. And therefore, the top is now in. Now, obviously, I say that in jest. Obviously, what we're looking at over here, first of all, we're looking technically at a break of this really important resistance over here. The 32 level we've been waiting and watching for. And now that we have that breakout, we're now looking to confirm that breakout, right? This broken resistance, see it confirm here. Support, was that the test? Was that McConnell announcement the test? Perhaps. Let's see if we resume up overnight. Watch out for that. If Asia starts making higher highs than New York and then takes that into London, that's generally what happens here on the indexes. Would not be surprised to see if that's what occurs now. Even if we do break the 32 level, we're still looking at buying down further off of support at 31.23, which also coincides with our trendline support. Below that level would set us up. We would be looking to play the downside until that happens. What happens if we break the 32 level? Does that entice perhaps putting on a hedge that we might see some further downside price action? Well, I'll tell you what, they're talking that there'll be no stimulus by next week, but rest assured there will be more stimulus. There's going to be a lot more stimulus, and the markets are riding on that. Do not expect that to change. That's going to continue. You can see that is weakening the dollar. The dollar, FX did not follow through as much as the equity markets over on this news. FX did not buy that at all. Dollar still on jeopardy of losing the 95 level. If we lose the 95 level and lose the low over here from early March when the dollar bottomed out and then went on for a rare and tear, right? If we lose that level, that opens up some further downside pressure. Look on the 3-day time frame with me, and you can see if we were to lose that low over there, that spike low put in March, that really begins opening up the downside and perhaps even something bigger, right? Could we be targeting 91 or thereabouts? I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but that might be in the direction we're going. Let's just take each level at a time. Right now, what we're seeing is a dollar story. We're seeing silver. We're going to take a look at all that in just a moment. We're seeing silver up 6.4% today. It's acting like an altcoin. People got a little alarmed just yesterday when I noted that we're not yet in a parabolic movement over here. And they're like, what are you talking about? The Nasdaq was parabolic. Look at it. It's not parabolic. Earlier today, I took a look at this chart, and the reason being is because this chart with the red dot is, and you can see over here there was 7 red dots over here. This last happened the last time we had a red dot, which means that fewer than 53% of the stocks on the index are rising, as the Nasdaq is up more than 2%, making a 52-week high. You could see the past times that's happened. This is when things go parabolic. This is going parabolic. This portion that we're in right now, and you could see how closely they resemble. First dot down. Look at that. First dot down. They're almost identical. First dot, boom. First dot, boom. And then we had a series of dots, a parabolic move with a series of more dots before topping. We're going to continue looking at what bubble tops look like, how to know when it's time to go ahead and get out of the bubble because it is popping. And after it pops, it deflates as always. What we're seeing right now is nothing more than a small pullback. I'm looking for this top over here, this double top is not a double top. It's going to be taken out to the upside. It's a matter of time. Do I sound overconfident to you? That's fine, because more than anyone, we are playing the downside, and aware of it. But that's not happening right now. I've been trying to help guide everyone to where the market is flowing. It continues to be up. We continue to take out levels. And what I really want to focus in on, that this is all a dollar story. We're seeing the U.S. Treasury sitting on $1.7 trillion in cash. That's going to be put to work before the election. We're looking at further stimulus coming out of the House and possibly some Federal Reserve action who wants to keep this economy running tight. You could see the euro and cable have been appreciating as the dollar falls off. Again, it's the dollar. It's not about the euro. It's not about the pound. It is about the dollar. Look over here. Here's a chart of gold approaching all-time highs. Silver lagging by a great deal over here. But we've looked at what happens under these circumstances. We're looking for silver to continue to far outpace the appreciation of gold. You can see here, this is year to date. And you can see that they're both basically tied here, with this impressive move in the last couple of days coming out of silver, really shooting that up. And we are expecting more of these type of moves in the future coming out of both gold and silver, but silver should continue to outperform gold on a relative basis. Here's a look at the gold to silver ratio. All right, so if you're going by the long-term growth to silver ratio, silver still has a long way to go before catching up to his 60 times. Or else equal, if you assume that the price of gold at 1840, silver has about $10 of upside just to catch up to its historical fair value. And we're looking here, right? And regardless, I remain a gold bug. I prefer gold over silver. I do believe silver outperforms gold over here. I'm not trading the two against each other. I'm trading against the dollar or with the dollar, as is everyone else, right? Trade and act accordingly. All right, everyone, that's what we're looking at. I just want to clarify, we're not looking at a double top over here. I don't believe this is the top of the market, and I don't believe it's time to be even hedging towards the downside or looking for any type of trade to the downside. That will happen if we break our area over here. Then we will be looking, right, at that point. Right now, that stands at an area right over there, above that dot over. We continue to remain with this strong bullish bias. Markets are humming. Stop trying to pick the top. Ride the waves. All right, everyone. I'll see you all later. Have a beautiful day, and thank you so much.